Hello everyone, welcome back. Now it's time to solve an actual GATE previous year question. The question in consideration is, in the given circuit, the current Ix in milliamps is, although this is a 1 mark GATE question that can be solved in under a minute during the exam, in this video we will understand every step clearly. Once you're comfortable with the method, you will naturally solve similar questions much faster. Before solving any circuit, develop this habit from day one. Don't start writing equations immediately. First decide which analysis method is easier. This circuit can be solved using both mesh analysis and nodal analysis. If we choose mesh analysis, we'll have to introduce mesh currents, form the supermesh, and express the dependent source in terms of a branch current. Instead, the circuit naturally has two unknown nodes connected by a dependent voltage source, which forms a supernode. So, nodal analysis gives us a more direct solution. Now, let's solve it step by step. Step 1. Choose the reference node, that is, choose the entire bottom conductor as the reference node or ground. Its voltage is 0 volts. Now assign the remaining node voltages as V1 and V2. These are two unknown node voltages. Express branch currents, that is, before applying KCL, express the required branch currents using Ohm's law. For the left resistor, I0 is given by V1 by 1 kilo ohm. For the right resistor, we have Ix given by V2 divided by 1 kilo ohm. This is the current we need to find. Now observe the middle branch. It contains a resistor and a 2 milliamps current source connected in series. Since an ideal current source fixes the current through the entire branch, the current through this branch is 2 milliamps. Now don't write V by 1 kilo ohm plus 2 milliamps. That is voltage across a resistor divided by 1 kilo ohm plus 2 milliamps for this particular branch, because the current source already determines the branch current. Now form the supernode, that is, the dependent voltage source is connected between the two unknown nodes. Because the current through an ideal voltage source is unknown, we cannot apply KCL separately at V1 and V2. Therefore, we combine both nodes into a supernode. Now we apply KCL around the outer boundary of this supernode. When we apply KCL to the supernode, the current entering the supernode is 5 milliamps. The currents leaving the supernode are the current through the left resistor, which is V1 by 1 kilo ohm, current through the middle branch, which is 2 milliamps, and current through the right resistor, which is V2 divided by 1 kilo ohm. When we apply KCL, we get 5 milliampere equal to V1 divided by 1 kilo ohm plus 2 milliamps plus V2 divided by 1 kilo ohm. This 5 milli can be written as 5 into 10 power minus 3, which is equal to V1 divided by 1 into 10 to the power 3 plus 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus V2 divided by 10 to the power 3. 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power 3 gets cancelled out, because of which we get the new equation, which is phi equal to V1 plus 2 plus V2, which is V1 plus V2 equal to 3 volts. This is our first equation. Now use the dependent voltage source. Now we need the second equation. The dependent voltage source value is 1000 into I0. From step 2, I0 is given as V1 by 1 kilo ohm. Converting the resistance into ohms, we have I0 given as V1 by 1000 ampere. Now substitute this into the dependent source expression. So that gives us with 1000 into V1 by 1000, which is nothing but V1. So our dependent source has the same voltage as the unknown node voltage V1. Now consider the polarity of the dependent voltage source. The positive terminal is connected to V2 and the negative terminal is connected to V1. So V2 minus V1 equal to 1000 into I0, which is nothing but V2 minus V1 equal to V1, or V2 equal to 2V1. This is our second equation. Now let us solve the equations. We already have two equations, that is V1 plus V2 is 3 and V2 equal to 2V1. Substituting this into V1 plus V2 equal to 3, we obtain V1 plus 2V1 equal to 3 or 3V1 equal to 3. In other words, V1 equal to 1 volt. So if V1 equal to 1 volt, V2 is immediately 2 into V1, which makes it 2 volts. Next, let us find Ix. Using Ohm's law, we have Ix given as V2 by 1 kilo ohm. Substituting the value of V2, we get Ix as 2 volts divided by 1 kilo ohm, which is nothing but 2 milliamps. Hence, Ix is 2 milliamps. This is our final answer to this particular question.